Good penalty kill so far. Donato to take the face-off, and Harvard controls it. Adam Bachman making his season debut. Didn't start or play in either of the first two games, but he gets the nod tonight. It's about the third time on this penalty that Harvard has been able to send it the length of the ice. One more rush here in the closing seconds of the power play. Getting to it first, Adam Bachman gets tied up with Charlie Corcoran. The penalty expires, and we're back to even strength. Pinned in the corner, Bodwin reverses himself. Takes it back behind net. Into the other corner, trying to chase it down. There's Reilly Walsh delivering the punishment as Harvard looks to clear and does.
Quick decision, but he was all over it.
Played down the other way, no icing call. Must have been deflected on its way down there, and here comes Brown. Again, out shooting Harvard in the early going. First 5 minutes, 6-0 Bears. Nearly turned over in their own defensive zone. That was an issue last night for the Crimson.
And tonight we're seeing an equally good forecheck from Brown, putting that pressure on. You've mentioned once or twice already, Alex, how difficult it's been to get out of their own end, even with full-strength hockey back on.
Bloodstrand was looking for Walsh into the corner. Big hit. That also takes down Seb Lloyd. Lloyd gets back up onto his skates. Out to the point for Bachman. Looking for Floodstrand. He can't control it. Goes down the other end, and this will be an icing. Harvard hopes that those numbers play itself out in their favor in this one.
It's been much better this year for the Bears. Killed off their first 11 penalties of the season, but they did allow a power play goal to Dartmouth in that loss yesterday.
Crimson are 2 for 7 on the power play in the first two games this season. Scored a power play goal last night that tied the game up with Yale 2-2 before eventually falling 5-2. This is played back out onto the stick of Ryan Donato. Fox has it, feeds it back to the junior from Scituate. Son of the head coach, Ted. Donato skates in from the right side, puts one on. Nieto makes his first save.
But good positioning yet again by the goaltender.
He's out there with Zerder Gossage, Ty Pelton Bice. Fling one across, Donato in the corner. Gets it back to the point. This stays in. Harvard, they let one go, and it whistles wide past the net. Back out to Fox, sends one in toward net. Rebound goes way out. Fox again flips one in, deflected up against the glass. Played into the corner. Harvard getting some early good pressure on this power play that's halfway through. Swing it to the outside. Shot thrown on. Again, goes wide left and trickles all the way out and into the defensive zone for Harvard. Gives both teams a chance to change.
We'll keep Adam Fox on for the time being, and he is just a phenomenal point man on the power play. It was so early on, in fact, in his career that started last season. There were 4 upperclassmen on the first
pass off here in the offensive zone for Harvard. Here's Tyler Bird skating in back behind the net. Harvard with a takedown. Reilly Walsh in on it. Sends it free to Marino. Krusko has it. Flips.
4-on-3, 4-on-2 maybe.
Lafferty wins the face-off. 15 seconds to work with on the power play. One last rush opportunity. Lafferty from the right side. Flips one in front. Centering feed is intercepted. Bachman got there. So did Walsh and Pelton Bice. Whistle blows, and we're going to have a penalty coming
on the power play that time around for Brown.
Fox has it at the point. Waits for the penalty to release. And Harvard gets Ty Pelton Bice out there. Zerder Gossage finds Fox from the point. Slides one in. Moved off.
It's like starting a new power play with only 13 seconds ticked off.
And the Crimson win the face-off. Fox sends it back to Donato. Big slap shot. Stick free on the ice. I believe that belongs to a Brown player. So the power play away. Crimson control another face-off. Donato skates in from the circle, slides one low. Zerder Gossage in front, looking to jam it in. Denied again by Nieto. Harvard now out shooting Brown for the first time in the contest, 9-7.
It was 6-0 in shots at one point.
Now Harvard, after a slow start, was able to make sure it didn't bite them. Brown wasn't able to jump across and score. Brown fell behind 2-0 early last night, just like the Crimson did. Both teams were able to spark a bit of a comeback. Skating in, taken down Harvard, and Madsen will come out to play it. Harvard does not change.
I thought the biggest surprise of last night's loss was that even though Harvard came back to tie it 2-2, they still couldn't continue that momentum.
Krusko smashed into the boards. Floodstrand floats one toward.
I know last year they really had some issues on the PK, but clearly a point of emphasis for them in the offseason. It's paying off big time.
Behind the Brown net. Jammed up a bit. Harvard takes it out. Olsen lets it fly. Whistles wide left. It's Wiley Sherman on the shot. Here's Solon. Tries to work it out to center, and another penalty coming up here on the Crimson. Harvard's Reilly Walsh called for a trip here just as they were trying to keep it in the zone. Zach Jatari called for the penalty, but you're right, maybe not one that you necessarily regret. Fox puts one on, bounces off Nieto's blocker. Work it around.
Fox just so good at sending those pucks in hard and low. Creates a lot of rebounds, and you can bet that's how he had a decent amount of his assists total last year.
The goalie sometimes doesn't mind it when you send it high because you don't have to change the vision all that much, and also less of a chance it'll get deflected in, but not with those low ones. Donato through the right circle, puts one on, knocked away.
Defenses have been even shorthanded. You got to be ready.
Top power play line out there with Donato, Pelton, Bice, and Zerder Gossage for the Crimson. Donato skates with it down the right side, fires one on, just whistles it wide. Walsh keeps it in play. McCardle patted it forward with his hand, and Harvard has to get back on side in the neutral zone.
It's a good tight stick handling from Donato coming down toward the slot, and he doesn't miss the target by that much that often.
Walsh from the high slot fires one on, redirect
to get him thinking a little more.
30 seconds remaining on the penalty. Brown controls the faceoff, but Harvard has it in the corner. Donato out to the point. Fox whirls it around to his left, gets it back. High slot shot, redirect through. Zerder Gossage with the shot on the rebound.
Getting a good look or two.
Donato out to Fox. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Swing it around. Here's Walsh. He shoots and scores! Reilly Walsh.
Vision all the way across from Donato at the other circle. He goes to the far side and beats him glove side in the middle frame here, but they are coming out aggressive, and it's paying off in possession, in shots, and good hit there from Brown.
Yeah, Benjamin Solon, how about in your first game taking a big-time college hockey hit? Still in there. Was able to, his credit, bounce right back up.
Sometimes those help you get the butterflies out. Get you really into the game.
He went and threw one into Joachim Weberg. Wants to get in on the hitting action. Here's Donato, winds one up, goes wide left, rebound sent behind the net. Oh, and Donato lets it fly. There's some serious mustard on it.
Yeah, it's impressive that Walsh was able to corral that off the awkward bounce from the end boards behind the net and still put a decent shot on. Missed the target, of course, but the fact that he got it right on the blade, impressive.
Lappin able to keep it with him. Shot fired behind the back of Merrick Madsen. Slings all the way into the neutral zone. Nearly 4 minutes gone by, second period. Harvard scored 3 minutes ago on the power play goal by Reilly Walsh. Skating into the neutral last year. Those players return this year.
Top 4 in the country in returning goals and points percentage. The Brown Bears, they've got experience. They know which players can lead them to victory.
They hope to be able to use that experience. They've certainly played Harvard tough tonight. Trail 1-0 on a power play goal scored earlier this period, as Harvard will look for the icing and won't get it. Great job by Tyler Bird to put the pressure on and get there. Gottlieb shot from the point deflected. Spinorama move by Harvard's Reilly Walsh. Looked like at 3. Tickets are available online at tickets.gocrimson.com. Good one between the men's teams for Harvard and Brown going tonight. Crimson scored a little over 10 minutes ago early in this period. Saw 6 penalties between the two teams over the first period, but none here in the second. Harvard scored in the remnants of a power play to start this one. Joe McGuire skates with it, tries to feed it through to Bird. Bird's got it, but we'll get Bedini with a good shove down. On the left side, Corcoran works it around. Gottlieb back into the corner. Krusko plays it out. Harvard looks to clear and can't. Lafferty keeps it in. Krusko went down to the ice, quickly was able to get back up. They work it in front. And Corcoran, he was denied. Again gets it back. Lafferty getting himself a little bit more involved. Sam Lafferty, 6'1", 185 pounds from Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. He's a senior. Working through. Jatari tried the fancy move, but couldn't keep it on his stick. Still trying to poke. Free shot from the left side. Mayer is denied. Again, Madsen sprawls out and covers.
It happens. It looked like Brown was going to be in the back seat for most of this game, but they've really got themselves in a good position to continue getting grade A chances.
Bears have had the last 9 shots. Harvard at one point held an edge of 21-9 when it came to shots. It's now 21-18, so Crimson have to find a way to settle down the momentum that's been built by the Bears. Tim Lappin, a lot of room to skate, gets it to Brink. It's been the third and fourth line that have provided some of the boost here for Brown. Used their whole depth. Crimson and Donato skating in. Saw had a very impressive move earlier in this period coming from that part of the ice. Flipping it up, looking for Sam Lappin. Reilly Walsh, the goal scorer, immediately on him. Walsh again pokes it away. Knocks Lappin off his spot. Bird. Swing it out to Josh McCardle, who slaps it wide left. Another attempt is knocked down by Madsen. And his other goals as a college player came in his sophomore campaign. Bloodstrand skates across the logo. Bears had been excellent coming into this game shorthanded. Ty Pelton Bice. Just to Nieto's left. Donato slings it across ice for Walsh. Fox quarterbacks this unit. Donato from the circle has to back it back up. Jammed homeward. Nieto makes 2 stops. Face off. Ryan Donato, drafted by the Boston Bruins in the second round. Hopes to wear the black and gold just like his dad did. Bodwin skates up the ice shorthanded, slides it in front for Trey Dodd, and there is Merrick Mack. Led the Bears in the 2012-2013 season to their best season in 2 decades. Success hasn't always been a consistent accomplishment down there in Providence, but very recently they've had some pretty good success and will look to build off of what are right now a low expectation set for them in the ECAC. They're picked to finish 11th in one poll, 12th in another. Shot fired on by Bachman. Sent into the corner. Skating through, there's Seb Lloyd. Stopped by Nieto, kick back out, shot whistled wide by Walsh. Harvard keeps the pressure on in that offensive end. Jake Horton behind the net. Puck was pinned down by a pair of Brown skaters, and it's flipped out of there off the backhand by Chris Berger. Quickly skating, here's Trey Dodd. He gets interfered with by Walsh. Excellent defense by the freshman.
But you trust the defense to seal off those passing lanes, and they did.
Gottlieb dumps it in. Madsen aggressively comes back out with 3 Brown sweaters behind him, veering in. Bedini back pass to Walsh, and Harvard starts the breakout. He's got Krusko up ahead, flicks off his stick into the corner. Nathan Krusko, sophomore, goes to chase it down. Part of the sophomore class that much is expected of. Second year, you figure that improvement is there. Shot on the doorstep, Bachman play here in tonight's contest. Harvard controls the face-off. Adam Fox has an assist on the only goal of the contest, his 4th of the season. Brown has done a nice job of defending these power play chances for the Crimson, but you can't give the Crimson too many bites at this apple. They have been so deadly the last few years on the power play. They swing it across to Walsh, who scored on the power play in the waning seconds of that power play early in the second period. Donato skates with it even with the goal and cannot bring it in. Brown, a good job of getting sticks on Ryan Donato's.
We talk about Harvard meshing in their new season without 3 of their top scorers from a season ago, and what you said is very accurate, how good they were on the power play last year, and that's going to be maybe an even more important part of their success this year, getting the power play units together and figuring out what works best.
Donato skates through, backhand elevated, stopped by Nieto, still alive for Harvard, pushed in front. Crimson can't stuff it home. Great work again by Gav Gregor on the breakout. Zerder Gossage trailing, but it's picked up by Berger. The other end, Trey Dodd whiffed to hold on to it. Walsh gets it, frees it up to Ty Pelton Bice. Top line out there for the Crimson with Bachman in on defense and Walsh. Play the other end, race for the puck.
Chances they desperately need late in the game.
The captain, Josh McCardle, in 2 minutes for hooking. Crimson can build on, looking for the redirect in front to Pelton Bice. Brown player will pick a stick back up. Walsh again looking for that corner. Harvard will reload. Walsh, pass to Donato. Fox from the point, over to Walsh, shoots and scores!
Power play experimentation is over. Get it to number 2. He'll make it happen for you. Right around the perimeter. And he's ready for the one-timer. Open net on the left side, and what a rock.
In his freshman year. Just like that, 2 goals by the Crimson in a span of just a couple of minutes.
Well, you saw at the back end of the replay, Nieto either looking at his defenseman or maybe up in the lights. Tough to figure that one out.
I'm not sure if it got a piece of a Brown player as Harvard continues to put the pressure on. And pressure certainly off of Harvard. 2 late third period goals to make this one a bit more comfortable. There's just a desperation heave by Nathan Krusko as Madsen makes the stop on Lappin's shot. First even strength goal of the contest for Harvard.
To a minimum has really helped out their defensive cause.
Reilly Walsh, big game tonight for the freshman. His first 2 goals, both on the power play. Lappin feeds in front, shot goes wide off of Jatari's stick. Gets it back, skates in, trying to avoid the shutout. Madsen might have gotten a glove on it. Lappin firing in from the right side. Here's Bodwin.
A lot of firepower out there right now, it looks like, on the 4-on-4.
The puck trickles dangerously in front of Madsen. It's poked out of there.